What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and today on our Versus series, we're going to focus on a battle that is often the subject of debate among comic book fans, Doomsday versus the Hulk. And I've actually done a video on this battle years ago on my channel when we did Doomsday versus Worldbreaker Hulk. So for this video, we're going to shift things up and we're going to focus on another incarnation of the Incredible Hulk, the version we see in the Heart of the Monster storyline at the end of Greg Pak's run with the character. So the first thing we need to do in determining a winner is to explain how this version of the Hulk differs from other versions that we've seen. So of course, the Incredible Hulk debuted in 1962 in the Incredible Hulk #1 and was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Now, as most of you are probably familiar with, the Hulk was a scientist named Bruce Banner that was exposed to gamma radiation and became a super strong gray-skinned monster every night. Of course, over the years, there have been a lot of changes to the Hulk's character, most notably that he's usually depicted as green instead of gray. The idea that the Hulk could only come out at night was largely dropped, at least until Al Ewing's run on the Immortal Hulk, and the Hulk continued to grow stronger. Now, during Greg Pak's run with the Hulk, he devised a way to remove Hulk from the landscape while the Marvel Civil War was going on, pretty much due to the fact that whichever side the Hulk would choose would basically have been guaranteed victory. So what Greg Pak did is he created a storyline where some of the Earth's heroes called the Illuminati decided that the Hulk was too big of a threat to remain on the planet. They loaded him into a rocket and launched him into space, which was kind of a really terrible thing to do. Thinking that it's headed for an uninhabited planet, ultimately, the idea was the Incredible Hulk would be able to live out the rest of his days peacefully. Long story short, he actually lands on the planet of Sakaar, ruled by a cruel despot named the Red King, and Hulk overthrows the Red King, marries a woman named Kyra, and the two learn that they're having a child, and the ship that brought him to the planet ends up blowing up, killing his wife and his unborn child as well. Predictably, this pisses the Hulk off to no end, and he ends up going back to Earth to get his revenge on those that he thinks are responsible. And since this is the angriest that we had seen the Incredible Hulk up to that point, and because the Incredible Hulk gets stronger as he gets angrier, the version of the Hulk that we saw after he returns to Earth, commonly referred to as Worldbreaker Hulk, was the strongest that we'd ever seen. That is until the events of the Heart of the Monster storyline. So during that story, an AIM scientist transforms a fountain of youth used by the villain Tyrannus into a wishing well that grants wishes to those who come into contact with its waters. One of the Hulk's old rivals, Armageddon, tortures his friend Rick Jones and his cousin Jennifer Walters, angering him to the point that he reverts back into the Worldbreaker form. Eventually, the Hulk makes a wish and he's transported to the Dark Dimension ruled by his former lover Umar, where he's basically freed of having to restrain himself so as not to hurt any innocents, since there basically aren't any in the Dark Dimension. The Hulk himself says explicitly that during the events of World War Hulk, he was still holding back, and now he doesn't have to do that, meaning that this version of the Incredible Hulk is even stronger than Worldbreaker. This is really significant because, as we learned from Doctor Strange's remarks, the Hulk was capable of destroying the entire planet when he was in his Worldbreaker form, and we can consider Doctor Strange a reliable witness here because he was present during the World War Hulk storyline and got his butt kicked by Worldbreaker Hulk, even while possessed by a crazy powerful demon named Zom. Now, as far as what powers the Hulk has, of course, his most notable power is his strength, which increases as he gets angrier and has no known upper limit. In addition to strength, the Hulk is also insanely durable and has an incredibly efficient healing factor, allowing him to heal from pretty much any damage he takes, and he's able to produce powerful blasts of gamma radiation. Now, I'm not going to go into all the Worldbreaker Hulk's feats, even though we know Heart of the Monster Hulk could do them all, because this isn't a Worldbreaker Hulk video, and I went over the big ones when we covered Worldbreaker Hulk. Instead, I'm just going to highlight one feat which in and of itself shows us how ridiculously powerful the Hulk is in that form. This particular feat is that the Incredible Hulk fights and defeats Fang Foom after he ingests dozens of nuclear warheads, imbuing him with millions of megatons of nuclear energy. Foom is definitely capable of destroying a planet in this form, but is defeated by the Hulk along with the Red She-Hulk pretty easily. Now, on the other side of this battle, we have Doomsday. Now, Doomsday was created by Dan Jurgens with input from several other creators and made his first appearance in Superman the Man of Steel #18 in 1992. Doomsday was created for the express purpose of being someone that could physically rival Superman. Doomsday's origin lies in Superman's home planet of Krypton, where he was genetically engineered to be a being desiring only to destroy all in his path. When he reaches Earth, he battles Superman and famously kills him in the Death of Superman storyline. Now, the reason Doomsday makes such a fitting opponent for the Hulk is that he and Hulk have an extremely similar power set. Like the Hulk, Doomsday possesses super strength, the level of which has varied throughout the years depending on who's writing him, but he's defeated not only Superman, but Darkseid as well. So we know that in terms of physical strength, strength, he's near the top of the spectrum in the DC universe. Also, like the Hulk, Doomsday possesses superhuman stamina, and his armored hide provides him an insane level of durability. And during the Hunter-Prey storyline, he was able to survive Darkseid's Omega Beams, Superman's heat vision, and a force equivalent to 1,000,000 nuclear blasts. Now, Doomsday also has a regenerative healing factor that allows him to heal from whatever damage he takes. Now, Doomsday is unique in that in the event that he's killed, he involuntarily resurrects himself and is immune to whatever it was that caused his previous death. So for instance, if he drowned once, the next time he came back, he couldn't be killed by drowning. Another unique attribute Doomsday has is that he can rapidly evolve to exploit the weakness of his opponents. He's given himself the ability of flight in battle, and he's given himself the ability to breathe fire when he was fighting Martian Manhunter, who's afraid of fire. So he can constantly add to his own repertoire of powers as the battle dictates to exploit any weakness of his opponent. So the ultimate question is, who wins in this battle? Well, how I see this playing out is really that the two of these characters basically fight forever. Both of these combatants can dish out an insane amount of damage, but they can also each absorb an insane amount of damage due to their durability and healing factors. I don't really believe the Hulk actually has any weakness that Doomsday can adapt to and exploit. In his battle with Superman, Doomsday was eventually able to win because Superman suffered fatigue and became weaker. But as the Hulk continues to take damage, he becomes angrier and therefore becomes stronger. Since the Hulk's strength knows no upper limit, I think that eventually he'll be able to deal enough damage to overcome Doomsday's durability and healing. So in an individual battle, I think the Hulk would win. Of course, Doomsday will simply continue to come back to life each time, being harder to kill than the previous time. And so quite literally, I think we see these two fighting forever, with the Hulk repeatedly killing Doomsday after a lengthy battle, and Doomsday continually resurrecting himself to fight yet again. But with that being said, guys, I know it's not the best answer ever. I know you guys want me to pick a winner here, but I don't really see one. I mean, you're talking about a being that can just get stronger forever versus a guy who can just constantly resurrect himself forever. So I don't know, like immortality versus infinite strength. I don't really know. I'm not really sure here. I mean, it's kind of a tough one, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments section. And yeah, thanks for being patrons, and I will catch you all later. Peace.